So now that we have our edge glued on, we have our little bit of overhang here that you can see and you can feel, and it's long here. We need to cut it flush with the countertop deck, and the way we do that is with a flush trim router bit that's in this router. Now this is a small router. It's actually called a laminate router. You can rent these at rental stores, or you can buy one if you really wanted to. You can use a regular size router. The bits are the same, so that's not a problem. It's just a little bit harder to handle, especially on these side ones. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to trim it off so I can show Natalie how to do it, and then she's going to trim off the deck when we glue that next. This bit has a bearing on it, which will ride along the top of the countertop deck, and it just cuts it flush, which means it's just a straight cut. And I'm going to use it and go all the way around the top and the bottom and the sides and trim off the excess laminate. The most important thing, Natalie, is to keep this as flat as possible. You see this part right here? You're going to keep it flat on the deck. You don't want to tip it forward, and you don't want to tip it backwards, because when you do that, if you tip it this way, it'll dig into the top of the countertop, and if you tip it that way, it'll dig into the bottom of it. So you just need to keep it as flush as possible. Also, when you're routing, if you haven't done it before, it might be a good idea to glue up a small piece and trim something off just to get an idea of how it feels. This is going to want to twist around in your hand a little bit, just like a gyroscope, like at the Science Museum. So you want to be ready for the bit spins clockwise, and so you want to go counterclockwise against the blade. Otherwise, the bit will actually pull you forward. You want to work against it so you can control it. Otherwise, it'll get away from you. So I'm going to do this one, and then Natalie's going to do the next one. Put your goggles on so you can watch. Earmuffs. After you get it cut, you can see there's this kind of goop here and the little white stuff. That's just a little bit of excess glue they got on there, and we'll clean that off later. But right now what we're going to do, if you can feel, Natalie, it's pretty good, right? Feel that. But we're going to take our sanding block again, and we're just going to go over the whole thing, keeping it flat on the deck, just to take off any extra pieces or any extra burrs at all.